power. Scattered outages might happen with winds possibly gusting to 50 miles per hour. Are you concerned potentially about losing power?
A little bit, but we should be okay if we do because we have a gas stove, so we can always turn that on if need be.
Power company Eversource Energy, formerly known as CLMP, says its crews are ready. It says wind could take down trees and prevent crews from working.
If problems do occur and the winds get up, say, 35, 40 miles an hour or above, that could delay repair. It's unsafe when the winds get up that high for our line workers to get up in the buckets to make repairs to the overhead lines.
For most people, the biggest concerns were more snow and cold temperatures.
Very tired. Too much snow, tired of shoveling.
All that work is creating more business for stores, including 44 Hardware store in Avon. The staff says customers will likely be searching for whatever it takes to melt, break up, and clear ice or snow this weekend.
I'm sure it'll be, everyone will go crazy again with the new storm.
Currently in our area, 63 degrees under sunny skies. Tonight, generally clear. Low 48. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mainly sunny. High 74. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday night, mostly clear. Low 55. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Coverage of winter storms Neptune and Octavia continues right here all weekend long on the Weather Channel. We are extending coverage to keep you safe.
And if you're away from your TV, you can always follow us on our complete coverage on weather.com.
We are still digging out, and that's what's happening. Of course, you can see in Massachusetts, Winter Storm Neptune is bearing down on New England, set to bring up to a foot of fresh snow to Boston and even more to the state of Maine. With it, very cold air and even hurricane-strength winds along the coast. Bottom line, now is the time to prepare. Winter Storm Neptune is very powerful and will bring several inches of snow along with very strong winds and sub-zero wind chills or even colder. Thanks for joining us. I'm Vivian Brown.
I'm Bonnie Schneider. We are here in extended coverage on the Weather Channel to keep you informed during these really tough times. We're looking at a dangerous storm that's likely to be life-threatening.
Yes, here are the areas currently now under blizzard watches and winter storm warnings. You can see the blizzard warnings indicated by the pink and the winter storm warnings by the blue. But Boston, you're included in the pink and you're under a blizzard warning that extends up to the Portland and Bangor areas as well.
That's right. And we also have Octavia. This is a storm that has us very concerned for the south. It could be disruptive with snow and ice. The event starts tomorrow afternoon. And if you live in the south, you need to be paying attention to this. We're going to have full details in just a few minutes.
All right, let's get to what we have known, what we know right now. Amtrak has canceled all of the downwind services on February. The heavy snow is in the forecast. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker is calling tonight a, quote, Cinderella kind of night, saying everyone should be home by midnight. That's kind of cute, but, this is very, very, very seriously. He's asking people to stay off the roads, but has stopped short of a travel ban. And because of wind chills that will dip below zero across New York State, Governor Cuomo is asking residents to use caution and stay indoors if possible. possible as well.
So let's get to the expert to see the analysis on what's happening right now and what will come in the next few hours. Storm specialist Carl Parker is standing by in the lab with more. Carl?
Bonnie, in recent weeks, we've really been talking about very heavy snow, and while we will get a fair amount of snow with this storm, the legacy of this storm is going to be the tremendous amount of wind. We're already seeing a lot of wind with the Arctic front that's now coming down through the Appalachians and the Ohio Valley, but then as this low pressure gets going overnight and tomorrow morning, the wind is going to be howling all across the Northeast corridor, gusting 50, maybe 60 miles per hour as far south as Washington, D.C., and that's going to bring down tree branches and power lines and cause power outages and maybe even some structural damage as well. Let's begin with a look at where this front is right now. Very strong front coming through. We're getting a quick burst of heavy snow along with that's been showing up in parts of West Virginia. Heavy snow now being reported with a very strong west wind in Lewisburg as well as in Bluefield in the southernmost part of West Virginia. Winds now gusting to 37 in Charleston and 32 in Pittsburgh. Still fairly light wind across a lot of New England. Light snow has also come in, but that's going to change dramatically. The low pressure that's sitting here near New York is going to get so much stronger as it passes just to the south of the Cape there. You notice all these lines, those are lines of equal pressure. When you see a tremendous amount of them like that, that's an incredibly intense storm. And so this is what that looks like going through tonight. The winds picking up certainly. We're going to see lighter wind actually near the center of that low. And then on the back side of the low, the wind really starts kicking in, and it's going to be kicking up this powdery snow. It's going to be a very fine powdery snow, not necessarily fluffy. That depends on a very specific set of circumstances, but certainly fine and powdery. And because of that, it's going to be kicked up, easily blown about by these very strong winds. And that's a big part of why we're expecting blizzard conditions there across a lot of the region. This is 8 a.m. talking about winds gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour from Hartford up into Portland and Boston. Right through the middle of the morning, it continues to gust like that. Look at this. By late morning, 60 to 75 miles per hour. That's the kind of wind that can cause damage to roofs and structures. And then we see the snow beginning to move off in the afternoon. But again, you've still got that fine powdery snow on the ground. You've still got incredibly strong wind even into the late evening there. And that's going to mean more of those blizzard conditions and exceptionally cold weather. Wind chill values 20, 25, 30 below zero by tomorrow morning. Bonnie, over to you.
Thanks, Carl. Dangerously cold, absolutely. Heavy snow, of course, a concern for roofs. Many are still vulnerable from past storms with leftover heavy snow. We're going to talk a lot about the danger on the roadways as well. But Vivian, the winds, Carl mentioned that, but that's something we really need to pay attention to.
Yes, that is a huge concern, Bonnie. So let's get the latest. Neptune's strong wind threat. Now, it is really going to bum out as it develops off the New England coast. Right now, the area of low pressure associated with Winter Storm Neptune is moving across the central parts of New York and Pennsylvania. And look, in the wake of it already, we have winds sustained up to 20 and 30 miles per hour, but gusting up to nearly 40 miles per hour down near Cincinnati. And look at that over to Pittsburgh, winds gusting right now at 32 miles per hour. Again, and it's just beginning because this area of low pressure is going to get deeper and deeper, and that means it's going to get stronger and stronger. And we have these high wind warnings and wind advisories extending all the way to the coast, even of the Carolinas. But look at the high wind warnings now, the darker purple, including Philadelphia, Dover, Delaware, New York City. High wind warning because we think that Winter Storm Neptune, as it moves across into upstate New York and eventually off the coast here, that's when it's going to rapidly intensify. So that area of low pressure getting deeper and high pressure building in its wake, and you'll have the highest pressure and the lowest pressure, and it's right between those two that those winds will be gusting over 60 miles per hour, maybe even hurricane force winds 74 miles per hour along the coast. And that is why we have those blizzard advisories as well. Bonnie?
Well, with the potential for power outages, we're keeping a very close eye on places that will see bitterly cold temperatures tonight into tomorrow. Much of the Northeast is under wind chill advisories. Stay with the Weather Channel for more.
Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, but
get that a lot. Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Sir, we're going to need you on the runway later.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back. Get Theraflu with the power of 3 medicines to take on your worst pain and fever, cough, and nasal congestion. It breaks you free from your toughest cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
There's a myth out there that you can't do it all. That you can't be everything to everyone. Well, consider that myth shattered. This is the full line of Ram ProMaster vans and the all-new Ram ProMaster City, built to help you run the town from every direction.
Apples are good. A Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse, the bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Everything in separate bins, people. Computers, shoes. You can't put 2 in 1.
At Intel, they make technology that lets a device be a laptop and a tablet. So you can put 2 in 1.
No, you can't.
Can.
Can't.
Can.
Intel. This is where it all changes.
See, it's like 2 things in 1. You're like a mermaid or one of those horse guy people.
You mean like a centaur?
See, you can.
Here's our new trainer, Ensure Active Heart Health.
I maximize good stuff, like my potassium, and phytosterols, which may help lower cholesterol.
New Ensure Active Heart Health supports your heart and body so you stay active and strong. Ensure. Take life in.
While we may never know exactly what the weather has in store, one thing we do know is how to be ready for it. Rain-X wiper blades clear the windshield of rain, sleet, and snow without streaking, giving you the confidence to weather any kind of weather. Rain-X Premium Wiper Blades. Available at these fine retailers.
Winter storms Neptune and Octavia.
Another bad day here in New England, making matters worse, adding more snow to these huge piles.
Live coverage continues only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 63 degrees under sunny skies. Tonight, generally clear. Low 48. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mainly sunny. High 74. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday night, mostly clear. Low 55. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Mr. Gray will see you now.
I'm used to getting my own way.
It must be really boring.
Rated R.
This one's more stronger than the last one. I compared this one to the 78.
Oh, the Blizzard 78. A lot of people are doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest I've ever seen. I was outside. I was 14 years old, and I was outside, dude. I was 78. This was big. This one we just went through.
Yeah.
That was huge. Last year, the year before that, I haven't seen one this big in many years.
In Boston, bracing for another round of heavy snow for the city. And that's our Sam Champion talking to people out and about in the Boston area before the heavy snow rolls in, after over 6 feet has already fallen now over the past 3 weeks. And more on the way as Winter Storm Neptune rolls through tonight and tomorrow. Here's Bonnie with more.
Well, Vivian, we are tracking Neptune, as you mentioned, not just in Boston, but in New York City, Philadelphia, all these cities on a lively Valentine's Day evening. Oh boy, get ready for big changes. Looks like Times Square is packed with people celebrating the holiday. But in Boston, I believe that's Logan Airport that we're looking at there. Looks quite snowy, plenty of snow on the ground. Philadelphia, looking at the skyline, very pretty indeed, but temperatures are going to plummet tonight, and we'll see wintry weather in your forecast. Let's break it down because we're talking about how cold it's going to get. So this is Monday morning, President's Day weekend. It's a holiday weekend for many. We're looking at only 30 minutes in Portland, Maine that it would take if you were outside to get frostbite. So the advice is stay inside because that is dangerous. These winds will be fierce. Gusts will be soaring over 60 miles per hour all along the eastern seaboard as we start heading from D.C. further to the north to Boston. All of those cities themselves will be brutally cold because of that wind chill. So if you're wondering in terms of heading outside, if you were outside, how long would it take before you would unfortunately see frostbite? It wouldn't take very long by Sunday as we go through the clock, Sunday into Monday, Sunday night. Some of the coldest areas would take just about 24 minutes, and less than that into New York City and into areas like Philadelphia and Boston because it'll be so windy right along the coastline. I think that's the key with this one, Vivian. Depending on how much snow you get, just wherever you are, it's going to be really windy and really cold.
Yes, really windy and really cold over the Northeast, but that's not the only region, believe it or not. The South will get in on the action as well, including you, Atlanta. I know it was a beautiful day today so far. I hope you were able to get out and enjoy all of the sunshine. Absolutely gorgeous, but there is a serious weather change moving your way. We're talking about Winter Storm Octavia. Now, this is a forecast that you really need to pay attention to, especially if you're over the South. Winter Storm Octavia impacts the region. Here is the beginning signs. The surface cold front already pushing through. You can see it's much colder in Nashville, only 42 degrees than it is in Atlanta right now. It's 58 still at this hour. Look at you, Jackson, Mississippi, at the home front, almost 70 degrees at this hour. But big changes expected for you too, Jackson, and much of Alabama. There is the jet stream as it pushes southward too. And you know when the jet stream pushes south, that means that true air, colder air will be coming and punching in. Now, along with the cold air, we also have the moisture that will be increasing. We have an area of low pressure that's well back in Mexico. And believe it or not, it will act as a pumping system and kind of pump some of the moisture in from the Gulf of Mexico so that the moisture and the cold air will meet up, and we will be talking about an area of sleet, freezing rain, and snow spreading across a good part of the Deep South. Bonnie?
Speaking of the Deep South, Vivian, we're risking ice with this one, Octavia, and we want to make sure that you're aware of the dangers because it's so misleading. You might think, oh, just a little ice, no big deal. It is a big deal. It doesn't take a whole lot to cause serious problems. So if you have just a little bit, a quarter of an inch or less, that will coat the windshield, so you'll have to kind of chisel out when you're getting up in the morning or heading out in the evening. The bridges and overpasses will be slick, and we'll also be looking for a light coating of ice on trees. But once it gets to be more than that, closer to about a half an inch, that's when it gets dangerous because the trees, the branches can be coated with ice, then fall, causing power outages, and that really can coat the roads as well. What happens when we get past that mark of a half an inch, just a half an inch of ice? Widespread trees are down, widespread power outages, and unfortunately roads could be impassable. Now, if this happens at night, we would see black ice, so you wouldn't be able to tell if the road is wet or icy, making travel treacherous for so many places in the Mid-South with the threat of Octavia. Vivian?
Well, without a doubt, you know we are covering every angle of Winter Storm Neptune for you. If you're going to see any impacts, we will keep you ahead of it. Specific city forecast timing coming up next.
How do you make cancer a thing of the past? Well, you use the past. Huntsman Cancer Institute has combined 300 years of family histories with health records to discover inherited genes for melanoma, breast, colon, and ovarian cancers so we can predict and treat cancer, and sometimes even prevent it from happening in the first place. To learn more or support the cause, go to huntsmancancer.org.
LegalZoom has helped start over 1 million businesses. If you have a business idea, we have a personalized legal solution that's right for you. With easy step-by-step guidance, we're here to help you turn your dream into a reality. Start your business today with LegalZoom.
Sometimes the best used car on the road is the one you're still using. Right now, get a synthetic blend oil change, including a free battery check for only $21.99 at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive a Firestone.
Hi, you've reached Emma. I'm out of the office right now, but we'll get back to you just as soon as I possibly can. Your call is important to me.
Join Princess Cruises for exclusive Discovery at Sea experiences. Enjoy cruises from $4.99 during our 50th anniversary sale. Call your travel consultant or 1-800-PRINCESS. Princess Cruises. Come back new.
They say after seeing a magician make his assistant disappear, Mr. Clean came up with a product that makes dirt virtually disappear. He called it the Magic Eraser. It cleans like magic. Even baked on dirt disappears right before your eyes. Mr. Clean's Magic Eraser.
Please? No. Please? No.
For those headaches that just aren't bad enough for a lot of medicine, there's new Excedrin Mild Headache. 35% less medicine, plus a booster to end everyday headaches fast.
Wow, my headache's gone.
Excedrin Mild Headache.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? We just gave them their own TV show.
Come on, Wind. I think I just made Mother Nature my bitch.
One man's trash.
At Outbacker Lincoln, we want you to have luxury for less. That's why we offer price, value, and selection. Price, like a new 2015 Lincoln NKX, just $389 a month. Or a new 2015 Lincoln Navigator, just $599 a month. Value, with bottom line windshield pricing. Selection, over 200 new Lincolns to choose from. Only at Outbacker Lincoln on Military Trail. And remember, before you buy, price Packer.
Start saving at the Sears President's Day Mattress Spectacular. Get up to 60% off plus 10% off, plus an extra 5% off, or up to 60 months special financing, and free delivery and assembly. Start your mattress search at Sears.
How strong is Allegra D?
My congestion's finally gone strong.
Allegra D, a fast, non-drowsy antihistamine plus a powerful decongestant that starts relieving your toughest symptoms in just 1 hour.
It's breathing free for 24 hours strong.
Allegra D, guaranteed or your money back.
Please try again, but hurry. Supplies are limited. That's 1-800-513-3296.
Winter storms Neptune and Octavia.
Another bad day here in New England, making matters worse, adding more snow to these huge piles.
Live coverage continues only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 61 degrees under sunny skies. Tonight, generally clear. Low 48. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mainly sunny. High 74. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday night, mostly clear. Low 55. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Look at the snow whipping across Armstrong Creek in Wisconsin. Yes, we've had quite a bit of winds and the snow falling as well.
We want to share with you your views of Neptune as it moves into your neighborhood this weekend. Make sure you hold your smartphone sideways. That's key. Then text the word Neptune to 99,000. You'll get instructions on how to upload it. You might see it right here on the Weather Channel. Wind chills from Winter Storm Neptune are entering the danger zone as the storm whips its way across the northeast. Storm chaser Reed Timmer is near Fall River, Massachusetts, and winds there could gust as high as 24 miles per hour or stronger. Reed, what are people doing there to prepare?
Well, we're actually out on Cape Cod right now. We're on Highway 6 heading toward the tip. We're just east of Hyannis, headed toward Provincetown. And the snow's coming down pretty good right now. I'd say at a moderate clip, slight to moderate, but it's steady, and it's accumulating on the road. We've probably had a little over an inch out here already. And it looks like people are just used to the snow out here. Back at our hotel, there's a pool party going on, and people are eating pizza and stuff, and it seems like they're just kind of used to the snow now, honestly. But there's not very many people on the roads, which is always a good sign.
You said you were heading all the way to Provincetown to the end of Cape Cod. I imagine the winds are going to be extremely dangerous there with blizzard conditions at times. I wonder, as we get storm after storm, of the impact that we're seeing in terms of the beaches and the land there. I imagine that this is, one nor'easter after the other. It cannot be good for the region.
Yeah, definitely. And the geography and the shape of the coastline out here has been shaped by storm systems like this one over the centuries and even longer. There's a lot of beach erosion that goes on with these nor'easters as the water piles up ahead of them, and it's almost like a Category 1 hurricane. You have a storm surge of a few feet out here, very dangerous near the coast, and it's a little bit different than a hurricane that the strongest winds are going to be a little further away from the center. They'll be on the backside by tomorrow morning. Through all day tomorrow, the winds are really going to be ripping down here, probably gusting over 70 miles an hour. So it's basically like chasing a hurricane, but if you get separated from your shelter or away from your vehicle, you're in a deadly situation.
That's a really interesting analogy of chasing a hurricane, because certainly you've chased tornadoes and hurricanes, and now you're chasing this storm, Neptune. What are the challenges that you're going to face, because it's more of a longer duration event, and we're going to see very poor visibility once those winds start whipping?
Yeah, I think with tornadoes, you could drive away from a supercell thunderstorm and be in sunshine. And with a hurricane, you're more trapped in the conditions. But with a hurricane, it's usually 80 degrees with a near 80 dew point. So if you get separated from your vehicle, you can usually survive in the elements, unless there's a big storm surge or the wind is too dangerous. But with a winter storm, it's very cold. So if you get separated from your vehicle, you could die from just the elements alone. And that's why I tell people it's a lot more scary to chase winter storms than tornadoes.
That's a really good point with the dangerous wind chill ahead. Reed, thank you so much, and please check in back with us throughout the night. Vivian?
All right, let's check on the conditions that we're dealing with right now from Winter Storm Neptune, and a very tough time of it across much of northern New England. Check out Portland right now. We're getting some heavy snow being reported. Of course, the returns on the radar, even that snow extending down into the Boston area. Visibilities have been a little reduced, but we think they'll be less than a quarter of a mile, even down to 0 at times in the Boston area over the next 12 hours as the system really gets organized. So here's a look at Portland. Heavy snow we're expecting by later this evening, and look at tomorrow in the wee hours of the morning right on through noon. We could be dealing with near blizzard conditions. So huge concerns in Portland, Maine, and that is why blizzard warnings have been issued for the area from Bangor down to Portland, and officially now Boston under a blizzard warning as we speak, again after some 72 inches of snow on the ground in the Boston area right now from several storms that we had already this winter season. So keep it tuned right here to the Weather Channel, as we will keep you updated, of course, on Winter Storm Neptune's impacts over the Northeast. And believe it or not, we have Winter Storm Octavia to tell you about. It'll impact parts of the South. Stay tuned for all those details coming up.
If you don't think beat con men at their own game when you think AARP, you don't know ARP. The AARP Fraud Watch Network helps everyone protect themselves and their families against scams and identity theft. Find more real possibilities at aarp.org/possibilities.
There's confidence. Then there's trusting your vehicle maintenance to Ford Service Confidence. Our expertise, technology, and high-quality parts mean your peace of mind. Now you can get the works. A multi-point inspection with a synthetic blend oil change, tire rotation, brake inspection, and more. $29.95 or less.
I will take beauty into my own hands, where it belongs.
Olay Regenerist. It regenerates surface cells. New skin is revealed in only 5 days. Without drastic measures, stunningly youthful, award-winning skin. Never settle for anything less. The Regenerist Collection from the world's #1. Olay, your best beautiful.
When it comes to fighting the flu virus, remember to wash your hands, get your flu shot, and use Clorox disinfecting products to kill 99.9% of flu viruses.
This cold and flu season, let's help spread protection.
My name's Michael. I'm 55 years old, and I have diabetic nerve pain. The pain was terrible. My feet hurt so bad, it felt like hot pins and needles coming from the inside out of my skin. When I did go see the doctor, and he prescribed Lyrica, that helped me.
It's known that diabetes damages nerves. Lyrica is FDA approved to treat diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica is not for everyone. It may cause serious allergic reactions or suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these. New or worsening depression or unusual changes in mood or behavior, or swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, changes in eyesight including blurry vision, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or skin sores from diabetes. Common side effects are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who have had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
Having reduced pain is great, and I'm grateful for it.
Ask your doctor about Lyrica and visit Lyrica.com to learn about our $25 copay offer.
Crouching in average jeans. Crouching in Duluth Trading Ballroom jeans. Duluth Trading Ballroom jeans. The crotch gusset gives you room to crouch without singing soprano. Get a pair. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
Mr. Gray will see you now.
I'm used to getting my own way.
It must be really boring.
Rated R.
Currently in our area, 61 degrees under sunny skies. Tonight, generally clear. Low 48. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mainly sunny. High 74. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday night, mostly clear. Low 55. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Winter storms Neptune and Octavia.
Another bad day here in New England, making matters worse, adding more snow to these huge piles.
Live coverage continues only on the Weather Channel.
A little worried with more snow coming. Our roof's okay right now, but icicles are forming, and so, can't find a roof rake anywhere, so get another shovel and see if we can stem the damage here.
Now you can see, we're just preparing for another storm on Sunday. I can't take anymore, and I'm beat, I'm tired, I'm ready to go back to Brazil.
Well, I guess you can't blame him. You can hear how winter weary New Englanders are. But now is not the time to let your guard down. Winter storm Neptune is about to bear down on states still buried under lots of snow, with another 2 feet possible in some locations.
And believe it or not, it's not just Neptune, but we also have winter storm Octavia to tell you about. Besides the blinding snow, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and bone-chilling low temperatures, there is also a possibility of ice in the coming days. And this isn't just the Northeast story. If you're in the South, you will need to pay close attention to the forecast. There are a few possible scenarios, and we're covering them all for you. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Vivian Brown.
I'm Bonnie Schneider. Neptune is the storm targeting New England right now. Greatest impacts will be felt in the hours still to come. Overnight is when things really pick up. So let's take a look at what we know right now. Amtrak has canceled its Downeaster service for Sunday, February 15th because of the heavy snow in the forecast. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker is calling tonight, quote, Cinderella, meaning that everybody needs to be home by midnight. He's asking people to stay off the roads, but has stopped short of a complete travel ban. And because wind chills that will dip below zero across New York State, Governor Cuomo is asking residents to use caution and stay indoors if possible. Let's get right to the expert analysis tonight with storm specialist Carl Parker, who's in the lab.
Bonnie, we've had such a difficult winter already in New England, but this storm is really special because it's going to be such a powerful area of low pressure, and the wind will be so strong, not only in New England, but all the way down the coast, right down into the D.C. metro and down the spine of the Appalachians as well. We've been seeing some strong wind with the Arctic front coming across parts of West Virginia, and here's a look at the radar and where that front is right now. There's a little line of very heavy snow showers that doesn't last long as it comes through. Heavy snow still being reported in Bluefield in southern West Virginia. Behind that front, winds now out of the northwest at 37 miles per hour. Then you see the boundary coming through parts of Pennsylvania, New York State. Winds are not that strong right yet in New England, but they're going to get much stronger. But the snowfall intensity is beginning to pick up. We are now seeing moderate snow in Taunton as well as New Bedford. Also seeing moderate snow now south and west of Hartford and Meriden and in Oxford. And this is only going to increase through the night tonight, and then by tomorrow it's going to be snow and wind and a full-on blizzard. So you've got a low that's getting stronger right now, but it's going to get so much stronger. Look at all the lines of equal pressure. You see that tremendous pressure slope there and spectacular wind coming around the backside of that area of low pressure through the middle of the day tomorrow. So here we're looking at the forecast model of the snowfall and the wind. The wind's going to be picking up tonight. The low will come right across southeastern parts of Massachusetts. The wind won't be that strong at that time, but then on the back side of the low, the wind gets very, very strong. And then by tomorrow morning, you've got snow and wind here. Look at that. Winds gusting 50 to 60 miles per hour in Portland, 40 to 50 in Boston. It's going to be a very fine, powdery snow because it will be so cold, temperatures falling into the negative numbers, so it will easily be blown about. And then 60 to 75 mile per hour wind in Nantucket. That's enough wind to cause structural damage in addition to the threat for power outages, and that wind continues right into late Sunday, even as the snow is winding down. And look at the wind much farther south and west. D.C., 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts tomorrow morning, 40 to 50 miles per hour in New York City, which is why we are saying wind is going to be a real issue for a huge area of that northeast corridor. And Bonnie, it's not only going to be power outages, but again, some structural damage as well. Back to you.
That is so important to keep note of. In New York City, we're talking about the wind and the cold. It will be very windy and cold tonight, and there really won't be a break in the snow until just before midnight. Harry Chikma with our affiliate WNBC, he is out in the elements in Rochelle Park, New Jersey, just north of Manhattan.
The snow has begun to fall here in Bergen County, New Jersey. We're in Rochelle Park, and folks here have been struggling with the snowstorms, not quite as badly as our friends up in Boston, Massachusetts, but still below freezing temperatures. And the Garden State of New Jersey just gearing up for a very windy day on Sunday. Bitter cold temperatures. Winds could be as heavy as 50 miles per hour. And, you know, the people here in New Jersey are greeted by blocks of snow like this throughout the sidewalks, on the side roads as well. You can see in back of me, this is a shopping center, you know, snow falling, and again, just mounds of snow. Very slick conditions on the side roads as a result of the snow that is falling right now. Also, black ice continues to be a factor. So heavy winds, black ice, snow, and below freezing temperatures, the scene here in New Jersey. I'm Harry Chikma reporting for the Weather Channel.
All right, thanks very much, Harry. Well, let's talk more about the bitterly cold air and those wind chills. As you can see, the low pressure developing off the coast there of New England by tomorrow morning. High pressure will build in its wake, and it's basically the gradient between the two that's going to create a very windy scenario all across the Northeast, leaving wind chills in the single digits and even below zero. Look at that. Syracuse tomorrow morning, 25 degrees below zero. That will be the wind chill. And it's not only the Northeast. We've been telling you about it all afternoon. Some of that cold air will make its way to the deep south as well. Atlanta tomorrow morning, your wind chill 11 degrees, even down to 22 in Montgomery, Alabama. And whoo, look at Jacksonville, Florida, a wind chill of 36. Now that is bitterly cold, of course, for Florida standards. So we will be dealing with the very, very cold air and the windy conditions. And for that reason, now wind chill alert alerts have been issued. Look at the wind chill warnings indicated by the darker blue from upstate New York all the way down to the Piedmont areas of the Carolinas and even in the Roanoke area under a wind chill warning because the very strong winds will be blowing around that very cold air by tomorrow morning. So please be prepared. It is going to be brutal. Now, speaking of the wind chills, I mean, it's one thing to talk about it being very cold and windy, but we could be dealing with frostbite conditions if the wind chills are down to 20 and 30 degrees below zero. Frostbite could set in 30 minutes.
New Move Free Ultra brings a revolution to joint health. It's the smallest joint health pill, now with a new triple action formula for joint, cartilage, and bone health. Move on to new Move Free Ultra.
Sir, we're going to need you on the runway later.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back. Get Theraflu with the power of 3 medicines to take on your worst pain and fever, cough, and nasal congestion. It breaks you free from your toughest cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
Don't miss Founders Days at Pep Boys, where you can get 1921 prices on items store-wide, like a Torin 2-ton floor jack, just $19.21. And when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th one free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
Heartburn. Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
If you've ever wondered how you're going to survive another harsh winter, or stay dry from torrential rain showers, or savor the last warm rays of sun, step inside the Jeep Grand Cherokee and wonder no more. This is the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. Well-qualified lessees can lease the 2015 Grand Cherokee Laredo for $349 a month.
Lowe's presents How to Make It Quiet by Being Loud.
Now get 10 to 25% off major appliances, $3.99 and more at Lowe's.
Looks like 20 feet.
At Intel, they have this technology. You can take a picture and measure the distance before you jump.
Intel, this is where it all changes.
My lenses have a sunset mode, and an early morning mode, and a partly sunny mode, and an outside to clear inside mode.
Transition's signature adaptive lenses now have Chromium 7 technology, making them more responsive than ever to changing light. So life can look more vivid and vibrant. Why settle for a lens with just one mode? Experience life well lit. Speak with your eye care professional to upgrade your lenses to Transition's signature.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under clear skies. Tonight, generally clear. Low 48. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mainly sunny. High 74. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday night, mostly clear. Low 55. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, we're we're here keeping you updated on Winter Storm Neptune as it brought snow squalls to Columbus, Ohio earlier this afternoon, causing real problems on the roadways. Visibility has been a super concern in several states. 3 people, unfortunately, were killed in crashes on the Ohio Turnpike. And in Indiana, a 7-year-old child was killed in a multi-vehicle crash on the snowy roads. So Neptune continues to be our big story today here at the Weather Channel. As it moves across the Northeast, the area of low pressure itself is moving across the central parts of New York and Pennsylvania. Right out ahead of it, look at this pretty steady snow squall where you see the darker area of blue here. It's in a line, and we're calling it a snow squall. And as it continues to move out to the east, we're looking at Harrisburg, say at about 6:39. The snow squalls will be coming into your area, as you can see even right now. And Scranton, it's just off to your west, and by 7:40, if this snow squall holds together like it has done now over the last 30 minutes, then it'll be moving into the Scranton area again at about 7:40. And look at these winds. Behind the system, the winds are gusting over 30 and nearly 40 miles per hour, even around the Cincinnati area. And again, you can see visibilities are reduced, in particular around the Buffalo area, visibilities down to about a half of a mile. And this is just going to get worse as we go through the next 24 hours. Bonnie?
Thanks, Vivian. You know, driving conditions, they're certainly going to be dangerous with Winter Storm Neptune. Already 4 people have lost their lives in Ohio and Indiana in weather-related traffic accidents. Officials are urging people to stay off the roads. But what about as the storm moves east? Let's take a look at what driving conditions will be like. I-95, a major corridor throughout the Northeast. In New York City, if you're heading out this evening for Valentine's Day, the road's not looking great. And they're also not looking fantastic as you start heading into Fairfield County, Connecticut, then northward across Rhode Island and into Boston. That's where it will get treacherous northward towards downeastern Maine, especially as we head into the overnight period. Early Sunday morning, blizzard conditions are anticipated for much of coastal sections of extreme northeast New England, and the snow builds in as well into western New York, into the Berkshires. If you're driving up to Vermont, New Hampshire, by 10 o'clock in the morning, things are not improving. The snow finally starts to subside with Neptune by the time we get to tomorrow night. But remember, if you are traveling, it will be brutally cold. And as we just had a phone call interview with Reed Timmer, he points out that if you were stranded from your car on the road, it's dangerously cold out there, and it will be like that through the weekend. Snowfall total accumulations with Neptune, possibly up to a foot in some areas. But remember, with this storm, unlike some of the others, that wind will be brutal, and it will create blowing and drifting snow. If that's not enough, there's Octavia. I-40, a huge, very busy place to travel through in the Mid-South, for example, into Arkansas, Tennessee, like into Memphis. I know I've driven on this road many times. We're going to be seeing freezing rain as we head into Sunday night. Be very careful because it's changing conditions, whether you're out further off into Oklahoma or perhaps you're into Arkansas, Tennessee, and then heading across Kentucky into areas of eastern Tennessee, you will see snow. So it's really a wintry mix of all things with Octavia, and that's why driving really will be very treacherous. Vivian?
And as you know, it's not just travel on the roads, but air travel will also be impacted. So let's check on the airplanes and see if there are any delays being reported. And I can bet you we do have some delays, in particular over the Northeast, because we're watching this area. That's where we have the biggest impacts from Winter Storm Neptune right now at the John F. Kennedy, even Philadelphia. Delays are being reported. So call ahead of time and make your plans accordingly. Not only that, but a lot of times the airlines and the airports actually adjust their plans in terms of canceling flights in advance because they know that severe weather or winter weather will be impacting the area. So we have cancellations, almost 1,200 nationwide. In particular, the Boston area, over 350 delays air flights have been canceled. And you could see LaGuardia and New York City at Newark, as well as the John F. Kennedy. So here too, you want to call ahead of time. Bonnie?
Good advice. Well, the effects of Winter Storm Neptune just starting to be felt in the Northeast. Coming up, we track the timing and the impacts of our 14th winter storm, Neptune, that could drop another foot of snow on New England. And we want you to share your views of Neptune as it moves into your neighborhood this weekend. Make sure you hold your smartphone sideways and text your images to 99,000.
this is Jennifer. I will be out of the office until Monday and won't be checking voicemail during this time. I'll reply just as soon as I get back to work.
Sail with Princess Cruises, the #1 cruise line in Alaska. Save up to $500 during our 50th anniversary sale. Call your travel consultant or 1-800-PRINCESS. Princess Cruises. Come back new.
How long does it take to grow old? And why does it seem like no one wants to do it? Isn't growing old the same thing as living longer? Living longer is something that's on the mind of every pet parent. And what we feed them matters. At Petco, pets are our sole focus. We handpick a unique selection of food to meet our high standards. Because when we feed them better, our companions thrive. Petco.
Who wants pizza roll? This game day fun harder with Totino's Pizza Rolls.
With diabetes, it's tough to keep life balanced. I don't always have time to eat like I should. That's why I like Glucerna shakes. They have slowly digestible carbs to help minimize blood sugar spikes.
Glucerna, the #1 doctor-recommended brand.
While we may never know exactly what the weather has in store, one thing we do know is how to be ready for it. Rain-X wiper blades clear the windshield of rain, sleet, and snow without streaking, giving you the confidence to weather any kind of weather. Rain-X Premium Wiper Blades. Available at these fine retailers.
Winter storms Neptune and Octavia.
The kids knew that I had a problem. I tried to make light of it for myself. Denial. I tried to say, oh, I'm not the only one that drinks like this. And that moment of clarity when I had hit bottom and realized that something had to be done, with that moment of clarity, I realized I've lost some good years with them. I've lost some time that I can't get back, and I don't want to give away any more time.
Comcast, the country's leading provider of entertainment technology, is now hiring technicians and installers in your area. Comcast is searching for individuals who have a passion for the communications industry and who enjoy working one-on-one with customers. If you are enthusiastic with great people and problem-solving skills, log on to jobs.comcast.com to apply. Become part of the Comcast team and work for a dynamic company that offers flexible shifts and great benefits. Log on to jobs.comcast.com and apply today.
Please try again, but hurry. Supplies are limited. That's 1-800-513-3296.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under clear skies. Tonight, generally clear. Low 48. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mainly sunny. High 74. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday night, mostly clear. Low 55. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Boston, you just cannot catch a break. Winter Storm Neptune has its sights set on you, and you're already very winter weary. 79.5 inches of snow have fallen so far this winter. That's more than 6 feet, you know. The city's crews have plowed more than 240,000 miles of streets, and they've already gone through upwards 71,000 tons of salt. Over to Bonnie now as she's tracking Winter Storm Neptune for us.
Wow, that is incredible when you look at those stats. Winter Storm Neptune bearing down on Boston, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, all of New England. Did I forget any states? Connecticut, Rhode Island? All right. Unfortunately, we're looking at the snow that's coming through. And if you're traveling in Pennsylvania right now, that's where we have a very, very treacherous band of snow. Worked its way through Maryland into the Hagerstown area. But look what's happening. If you're out for Valentine's Day this evening in Baltimore, you're about to get hit with a blast of heavy snow. This will really limit visibility. I would say spend your Valentine's Day indoors if you can. Driving on I-80 as well, you'll find some very treacherous travel. This is really just the beginning. This storm is going to ramp up tonight and into Sunday. And into Monday, we'll be tracking Neptune. Look at this. We've got heavy snow in the forecast into the overnight period, especially in New England, eastern areas like Cape Cod, the islands, all the way back out to Boston, and then northward through that stretch of land right here into New Hampshire where we have the beach, kind of a small area, but you'll be hit hard by this storm. And we'll be looking for that as well as coastal Maine, Portland in particular, looking at dangerous wind chills as well tonight. By the time we get to Sunday, the brunt of the snow might be over with Neptune, but that bitter wind chill and that bitter cold will be sticking around through Monday. Take a look at the snow through tomorrow. Some of these numbers have been adjusted. 8 inches to about a foot in eastern Mass from about Framingham all the way to Boston. And Worcester, you'll be seeing lighter amounts with this snowstorm, but you will be seeing the blustery winds and bitter wind chill. And there's some pockets of real heavy snow just all the way into eastern areas of Maine, extremely northeastern New England. The rest of the area getting moderate amounts of snow, but something different about Neptune than some of the other storms is the blustery wind from this system. The wind's just pummeling down from the northwest. They are coming in fierce, and tonight you might not feel it, and most of the day today was nice in a lot of locations, but not the case by the time we get to Sunday. Those winds will be whipping and travel will be a problem. And of course, when we have the strong winds, the trees come down, and that means we could be looking at power outages. Remember that area I was showing you where we'd see the heaviest snow into eastern areas of Maine and Massachusetts? This is where the most widespread area of power outages are forecast. And then you could see, it's likely to see power outages into New Jersey, into New York City, Long Island as well. Possibly you may see it into North Carolina, Virginia, and into West Virginia, and into areas of Northern Virginia as well. So unfortunately, it's going to be treacherous out there, and we are going to be looking at dangerous wind chill as well as the threat for power outages. Now, tonight through Sunday, we'll be looking at that, as I mentioned, into the Norfolk area, and then some big cities impacted with the potential for power outages, and of course, lots of travel delays with just this one storm. Viv?
And as you mentioned, Bonnie, we're looking at blizzard conditions for coastal Massachusetts, and it's deja vu for you in Plymouth. After this short break, we're breaking it down. What separates a snowstorm from a blizzard? You'd be surprised.
Introducing new Always Discreet underwear for sensitive bladders from Always, with soft dual leak guard barriers to help stop leaks where they happen most. Plus, a discreet fit that hugs your curves. Always Discreet. Curious? Go to alwaysdiscreet.com for coupons and your free sample.
With psoriatic arthritis, I had intense joint pain that got worse and worse. Then my rheumatologist prescribed Enbrel. I'm Phil Mickelson, pro golfer. Enbrel helps relieve pain and stop joint damage. I've been on the course and on the road.
Enbrel may lower your ability to fight infections. Serious, sometimes fatal events, including infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, other cancers, nervous system and blood disorders, and allergic reactions have occurred. Before starting Enbrel, your doctor should test you for tuberculosis and discuss whether you've been to a region where certain fungal infections are common. You should not start Enbrel if you have an infection like the flu. Tell your doctor if you're prone to infections, have cuts or sores, have had hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or if you have symptoms such as persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness.
Enbrel helped relieve my joint pain, but the best part of every journey is coming home.
Ask if Enbrel, the #1 biologic medicine prescribed by rheumatologists, can help you stop joint damage.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free 1-800-200-6120 or go to mesoonly.com. There's no obligation, so call toll-free at 1-800-200-6120.
You don't know your credit
I don't know my credit score.
That's really important. I mean,
I don't know my credit
Don't you want to buy a house, like, ever? You should probably check out Credit Karma. It's free.
Credit Karma. Free.
Credit Karma. Really free credit scores.
Build weather invention.
Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked?
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. We're tracking Winter Storm Neptune right now. It will bring life-threatening conditions to parts of the Northeast in the next 24 hours, including blinding snow and very strong winds, and that could make for a blizzard scenario. Take a look at the snow that has already fallen, almost 80 inches in the Boston area. And as we defined blizzard, there's a certain criteria that conditions have to meet in order for it to be an official blizzard. It has to have winds of at least 35 miles per hour, visibility a quarter of a mile or less. All of these or both of these for at least 3 hours. These are the conditions that we're expecting for Boston along the coast of Massachusetts all the way into the coastal areas of Maine. So we'll keep you updated. Bonnie?
Blizzard warnings are in effect for portions of Connecticut as Winter Storm Neptune moves in. Our big concern, power, with potential outages and bitterly cold temperatures. Reporter Matt Austin with our affiliate WVIT reports from Hartford.
People stocked up on groceries as another storm is forecast to hit the state.
I'm done with the winter. Yeah. Definitely done with the winter. It's cold. It's too cold.
That cold could become dangerous if someone's home lost power. Scattered outages might happen with winds possibly gusting to 50 miles per hour. Are you concerned potentially about losing power?
A little bit, but we should be okay if we do because we have a gas stove, so we can always turn that on if need be.
Power company Eversource Energy, formerly known as CLMP, says its crews are ready. It says wind could take down trees and prevent crews from working.
If problems do occur and the winds get up, say, 35, 40 miles an hour or above, that could delay repair. It's unsafe when the winds get up that high for our line workers to get up in the buckets to make repairs to the overhead lines.
For most people, the biggest concerns were more snow and cold temperatures.
Very tired. Too much snow, tired of shoveling.
All that work is creating more business for stores, including 44 Hardware store in Avon. The staff says customers will likely be searching for whatever it takes to melt, break up, and clear ice or snow this weekend.
I'm sure it'll be, everyone will go crazy again with a new storm.
Currently in our area, 59 degrees under clear skies. Tonight, generally clear. Low 48. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mainly sunny. High 74. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday night, mostly clear. Low 55. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We are still digging out. That's what's happening right now over the state of Massachusetts. But you're running out of time. Winter Storm Neptune is bearing down on New England, set to bring up to a foot of fresh snow to Boston and even more to the state of Maine. With it, very cold air and even hurricane-strength winds along the coast. Bottom line, now is the time to prepare. Winter Storm Neptune is very powerful and will bring several inches of snow along with very strong winds and sub-zero extra wind chills to much of the Northeast. Thanks for joining us. I'm Vivian Brown.
I'm Bonnie Schneider. We are here now in extended coverage on the Weather Channel to keep you informed and safe during these conditions. They will be life-threatening.
Yes, here are the areas currently under blizzard warnings and winter storm warnings. You could see the radar showing you where the snow is falling right now. The pink indicating the blizzard warnings, and that does include Boston. You can see Portland and Bangor in the blizzard warned areas. We have winter storm warnings a little farther west, but nonetheless very strong winds and very heavy snow expected.
And if that's not all, we also have Octavia, a brand new storm named this morning. Now, this storm has us very concerned for those of you in the south. It could be very disruptive starting tomorrow afternoon. So if you live in the south and you see lots of populated cities here on the map, you want to stay with us. We're going to have details on Octavia in just a few minutes.
All right, let's get to what we know right now. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker has staged the state police and National Guard high water rescue teams ahead of possible coastal flooding. New York City Emergency Management has issued a travel advisory for Saturday into Sunday and a cold weather alert into Monday. Now, the city has deployed over 500 salt spreaders to treat the roads.
And so let's get expert analysis on what's happening right now and what is ahead over the next few hours.
Let's go over to storm specialist Carl Parker with the latest.
Ladies, unlike so many of the storms that we have seen this winter, this is not going to be a tremendous snowmaker, but it is going to be a